Hello, everyone, and welcome to L&L Diamond Painting. I'm Lee,
I'm Lenore.
and welcome to our Whip Chat Day Late, Dollar Short.
Better late than never.
Well, that's true. Anyway, let's see. Today is Friday.
Okay.
We had our live on Tuesday.
Yep.
So in 3 days, we haven't had squat going on. Went grocery shopping. That was not exciting.
Not at all.
We did take Tammy for a ride.
Yeah.
Tammy lives vicariously through those of us that are creators, even though she's a creator herself with diamond painting with NMD.
Yep.
Um, but she lives vicariously through us. She loves to go on car rides. She
Virtual
loves to,
car rides.
yes, virtual car rides. Well, she loves to go on car rides if she could, but virtual car rides she likes to go on. So we take her out. We took her out the other day just to, drive around a little bit. We finally did come up with some destinations for her to go to. And of course, one of those destinations was to see the manatee here in Florida. And I've also now I got to get a hold of Berta, who is also part of the quote unquote family between Rich, myself, Lenore, and Tammy and Berta.
And
So
whoever
it's
else
like,
wants to join.
yeah, and whoever else wants to join the party. Speaking of which, I do have a Discord channel that is called Diamond Painters Unite, which I will put in the links if I can, or in the description if I can remember to add the link, which I never seem to do. But
You should turn that down.
nonetheless, yeah, I know I should have, but hopefully you can't hear that. I forgot to turn the TV down, so we're watching Classic Concentration, and you're listening to it along with us. Anyway, so we're also going to take her to a horse farm where you can actually go for horse rides. And depending on if Lenore gets the courage, we'll take her out on a horseback riding expedition. But yeah, going back a step because I jumped ahead. So now we got to take Berta out to see the manatee because she's seen them before, but she wants to see them again. So we're going to take her out with us on that as well as Tammy. And then we're going to take whoever wants to go to the beach for a virtual beach trip. So it's going to be a lot of fun eventually. I just don't know when all of this is going to happen just yet.
I've always wanted to go horseback riding, but I've always felt sorry for the poor horse because I was always so big. So now Lee has convinced me that the horse could handle my weight.
Yep. Well, hell, it carried Dan Blocker's weight. Dan Blocker weighed a whole hell of a lot more than you do.
But I don't like to put any animals in stress.
Oh, trust me, it wouldn't put the animal in stress unless you were trying to ride a Shetland pony.
No, I don't think I would do that. I could walk a Shetland pony.
Yeah, well, see, there you go. So anyway, other than those few things and planning trips to take Tammy on and enjoy some time, so she can enjoy some rides and whatnot, and go out and see her favorite palm trees.
Well,
Never seen anybody get so excited over a palm tree.
And her favorite motorcycles because
Oh,
they're
yes.
Florida.
Well, not only that, no, the pretty 18-wheelers.
Oh, yes.
Because they're in Florida, so they're pretty 18-wheelers. Yeah, catch up to the pretty big truck. Yeah, it's pretty big, all right. So, we do have some fun stuff planned. Not a whole bunch, but some. You want to push it up just a hair?
What?
Your hooves are not.
Oh.
There you go.
Sorry.
That's better. Anyway, we do have some things planned for Tammy and If we decide to, if we can get anybody else to go along, if anybody else wants to go along, we'll probably be doing it out of Discord. It won't be on a live.
Was that a bad?
That was the TV.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So let's get on to our comments.
Go, Lee, go.
This first one comes from Melanie. She said, my childhood was going out in the morning and didn't come home until the street lights came on.
That's what mine was too.
So many fun adventures. Kids today are missing out. So sad. That is true. I remember when we were kids, we did the same thing. Go out in the morning and out you go. We used to have all kinds of fun. At that time, when I was growing up, Lost in Space was a big TV show. So we used to be space explorers or Batman and Robin or Cops and Robbers or anything like that, and have a great old time. It's called imagination.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you can't really do that because kids today, although they have an imagination, it's all computer based. Hence the term for role play, not role play, but cosplay and all that stuff. But other than that, thank you, Melanie. I appreciate it. I noticed that on this particular series of
What, honey?
a whole bunch of hearts. Got some. And of course I screwed up again.
What did you screw up?
Well, I'm looking further down and there was a comment that had read more to it.
Oh.
And I didn't click the read more.
Yeah.
So I'll apologize ahead of time, Judith, when I get to you. Let's see. KC says, hearing about the old days brings back many memories. I come back to listen and laugh. Thank you both for your videos and time.
Oh.
Actually, it's more like thank you for taking the time and
That's
watching
right.
comment. Videos for us are easy. We put up the camera and start talking.
Well, for you do all the work.
Well, still, you do too. We do the videos and talking, so for us it's easy, plus it's fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
It's fun for us, so it's not really work,
No, it isn't. This is
which makes it that much better. And thank you as well for your comments. Carol, happy little drills. Glad to hear Lenore again. Hearing you both talking and laughing brings me such a comforting feeling.
Oh.
Hoping Lenore continues to improve so we can hear more singing. And there's a couple of hearts. So thank you, Carol, for the hearts, and thank you for the vote of confidence that I keep trying to give to Lenore because she keeps saying, I don't want to sing. They don't want me. They don't want to hear me. Well, guess what?
I don't say that.
You most certainly do.
Do not, you little creep.
They don't want to hear me. They're just being nice because I'm married to you. Wrong. Anyway, Carol, thank you very much. Appreciate
He's not
it.
telling you that he's in the doghouse now.
Have I ever been out of the doghouse?
Once in a great while.
Yeah. Try once.
In a great
When I
while.
introduced you to Maureen McGovern. Anyway, Lori Joseph says, hi Lee and Lenore, great following along. I am glad you are feeling better, Lenore. I forgot what part of Florida you are in. If you could refresh my memory. Have a great weekend with hearts. Love the hearts. Thank you very much. As far as what part of Florida we're in, We are in Hillsborough County on the Gulf Coast side.
Yep.
Just south of Tampa. That's as close as I dare get right now. I mean, I don't want Tammy to come trying to hunt me down because she knows, you know. The only problem with that is she actually has our address because she's mailed us stuff.
That's true.
And we're glad you could follow along. I mean, we're kind of hard to follow sometimes.
Yeah, our minds are like, what do I want to say? I don't know.
Twisted?
Well, my mind's not so twisted. It's
like a colander?
Yeah,
full of holes?
A sieve.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I figured it was one of them. I'm just twisted and sadistic and all kinds of weird things.
Well, that's true.
Let's see. Thank you, by the way, like I said, Lori, for the hearts and for the comments.
Yep.
And hopefully I answered your question as to what part of Florida we're in. Okay, here's the one that I screwed up on. Darn it! I missed commenting on the last video in time. Wow, sounds like an awesome friend mail. Tammy is the best. I'd love to see you paint by number. I've done a few, but don't like the cleanup work. On one hand, I'd love for your channel to have tons of subscribers, but on the other hand, I love the personal interaction in the channel's community and imagine trying to keep up without losing that. And I know there was more to it, Judith, and I'm sorry. I'll try to remember to get it next time. I'm not going to promise anything, but I'll try. If you happen to remember what it was you said, feel free to write it in this comment. No, I'll finish the thought.
It's such a nice comment.
But as far as losing that personal interactions in the community or in the community posts or the comments, excuse me, we're gonna do our best not to, if we ever get to the point where we have that many people commenting. Because right now, although when I say thank you, I'm not saying thank you just for me, I'm saying thank you just for the both of us.
That's right.
And then of course when there's comments just to Lenore or comments to Lenore, I will say, hey, what do you want to say to this? And she'll just say thank you. So I say thank you.
Yep.
But if we do get to the point where I can't keep up, then Lenore's also going to start typing, so we'll be able to get 2 for 1.
And that's special.
So, excuse me, so you'll be able to hear, we'll be able to keep up, I hope.
Lee's much better at putting words together than I am. I used to be really good, but I have lost that skill over the years.
She hasn't lost it, it's just dormant.
It's dormant.
Because she hasn't used it, but it doesn't mean she's lost it. She still has it, it's just got to be exercised.
I'll exercise you.
I said exercise, not exorcise. But nonetheless, thank you very much for the comment, and I believe you sent hearts if I remember correctly. If not, well, thank you anyway. Yeah, she always does. Cindy Bennett.
Yeah.
Now, I'm disappointed in Cindy.
Why?
Well, I'll tell you in a moment. I like your Once Upon a Time stories from a mind far, far away, which is true. They do too move. I have seen them. And I am not delusional. Well, the jury's out. I'll go that far. The jury's out. Hope the two of you have a great rest of your week. No questions this time yet. Now, I say I'm disappointed because unless something comes along with the yet later on, I do not have our kabazillion hearts.
Uh-oh.
She did not send our chameleon hearts. Penny, if you are out there somewhere, please let us know. We miss you. We miss your comments. We miss your hey lovelies.
You know, right.
And of course, yeah, we do want to make sure you're okay or that everything's okay with you. So please get in touch with us one way or another. It would be appreciated. Yeah, I missed two. There's another read more that I didn't see.
Uh-oh. Am I gonna have to check your stuff? Shut up, Lee.
Well, that's who it's from. The Queen of Shut Up Lee.
Oh. Uh-oh.
I miss my childhood days. Life is so simple and carefree. I wish life wasn't so hard sometimes, but I guess that's just the way it is. As for the advice you gave me, I hear you. I do realize I don't make things easy on myself, but I will, and she goes on to say, I believe she'll continue to put others first. But you can't do that. You see, you can't do that because if you do that, you can't help others if you can't help yourself. And if you wear yourself down to the point that you're so sick that you can't do anything, how are you going to help others? So therefore, you need to rest, relax, and recuperate for yourself before you can be out there for others. And I will get back to that one at some point because I have a question that you have a question that I have to respond to. So. Melanie. Lenore, if you could sing a duet with anyone, who would you choose?
Frank Sinatra.
Boy, that was fast.
Yeah, I did.
I'd like to hear you with Maureen McGovern myself.
No.
Or Julie Andrews.
No, neither one of them. They're too.
They can harmonize.
I know they can harmonize.
All right then. So
I'm not saying they're too high. I'm saying they're just my style and their style is different. My style goes better with Sinatra.
But Frank Sinatra was the answer.
I went to see him once before he passed. He was in.
Well, I would certainly hope so.
No, I actually saw him.
You saw him after he passed. Yeah. He held a private concert in your dreams?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
I've been hanging out with Tammy too long.
Mm-hmm.
He actually had a concert in Boston Garden, and I was lucky enough to get tickets. And in that time frame, I forget what I was in, either my late 20s or my early 30s. I never thought I'd get the tickets, but I got them. And that place was so jammed, it was totally unbelievable. I mean, this man was not young anymore. He had lost some of his voice. He still had a fabulous voice, but he had lost some of that. You can't drink as much and smoke as much and all that stuff, and not lose it. Some of it. But,
yeah, she's talking way back in the day when you had to take a brontosaurus to ride to where you were going.
I am going to kill you.
Well, no, think about this.
What?
That was maybe 50 years ago?
Probably.
Yeah. Well, I'm 63, so it's
There were no brontosauri. in those years, dear heart. But I was absolutely thrilled. I mean, it was one of the biggest things besides seeing Maureen McGovern was to see him because he was always one of my favorite singers. Tony Bennett and he.
But getting back to the whole brontosaurus thing, I know there were brontosaurus because I actually trained a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh, mother of dear God.
And he was my pet.
And you talk.
Grant you, he was about 2 inches tall and made of plastic.
I was going to say, and you called Tammy delusional.
I am. But I've made no bones about being delusional. Tring says, great chat. The sound was really good today.
Oh.
You and Lenore were really clear. Question. What is the strangest thing you believed as a child? Well, considering the fact that the strangest thing I believed as a child, I still believe today is, ghosts and UFOs and all that stuff. But no, I don't remember. Hell, I don't even remember having an imaginary friend.
I did.
You know?
We've done this question before, but
No, I think I read it to you once.
yeah, and I said I couldn't answer it because I never.
Yeah, I read it in review at one point.
Yeah.
But we never answered it.
Well, I told you I couldn't answer it because there wasn't anything. My life was too real to be.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. But yeah, I don't remember really having anything strange or weird to believe in as a kid, as far as that goes.
You
That
just
I
believed
remember,
it.
But, so I really don't know as far as that goes. So that is that one.
That all the questions?
No.
Oh, okay.
The other one was from our,
Oh yeah,
my short from the halfway point
Yeah.
on the painting.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think that was him with the
What?
paper.
I'd heard a doorbell.
No, you heard the bell from the TV.
I've already been there and done that.
Sorry about that, guys. We have confusion as to bells because the game show has bells on it and sounds like our doorbell. Anyway, Carol, Happy Little Drills says, it's coming along so good. Yes, it is, actually. I mean, considering the fact that it's taken me so long to work on it, and even though it's been covered, with the plastic or with release papers, I'm really surprised that the glue hasn't given up the ghost.
Oh my.
Judith Hood says, gorgeous.
Oh, Judith, that's so nice.
And yeah, again, it's I look at it and I look at the part that's not done.
Yep.
And then I look at the part that's done and I'm like, for example, just when I did the first row, when I first started it and I completed the first row, and I'm like, that looks so different than what it looks like.
Yeah.
When it has no drills on it. It looks really, really good. The fact that it's three-dimensional is also kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because it does. Putting drills on it makes it three-dimensional.
Yeah.
So it sort of makes it pop
Yep.
in and of itself, let
That's
alone the colors on the drills and
Yep.
the coating on the drills.
Oh
KC, that's me, says, I want to see your canvas. It's beautiful. Well, you did. It was right there in that short. My next thing to do, which I have not done yet, is to video the 3 paint by number sets that I have completed, and put those on a short. And then figure out what I'm going to do about doing a paint by number. Right now I have no way to do it, so there is that. Let's see. Tammy! Troublemaker. It's stunning. That's it, just, it's stunning.
Well, why would you say she was a troublemaker for saying something like that? That's a beautiful comment.
Yes, yes it is, but that does not mean she's not a troublemaker.
Oh, Lord.
And thank you, Tammy, I appreciate it. Look, I was nice to her by taking her out on a nice long ride. We were gone for an hour. She went for a ride for an hour. I can't be nice to her all the time.
It wasn't because you were nice to her. You enjoy doing things for her.
I do not.
You
Who said so?
Me.
You're wrong.
I'm right. Because you love canvas.
Sarah Ann. What a pretty canvas. Thank you, Sarah. It'll be nothing compared to your bags, but
Oh, no.
it's still a good, pretty canvas. Love her bags.
Oh, so do I.
The only problem is I can't use more than two. I'd end up having to find things for them. Of course, then again, I could probably do that.
You probably could.
Carrie Leonard.
Oh, hi, Gary.
Carrie Lynn Leonard.
Yep.
Beautiful. Actually, she said beautiful, but I preferred to pronounce beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you, Carrie. I do kind of like it. It's actually one that I won from Diamond Painting Anonymous, or Diamond Painters Anonymous. I can never remember which way it goes. But at any rate, she also has a channel. And once again, if I can remember the links,
Yes.
I'll put that in. Artemis says it's pretty.
Oh, see, honey.
And it is pretty.
See, honey.
Almost as pretty as my wife. By the way, I forgot to tell you that.
What?
Nothing. I was being sarcastic.
Okay.
Because I said almost as pretty as my wife. Oh, what are you buttering me up for type of thing?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Jody Martin. I'm only going to say Jody Martin because I don't know what the last part of that is. UM6UT. Whatever, I don't know. The detail is amazing. Where was that from again? I believe I answered you in the reply, but it is from Craftibly. Craftibly, unfortunately, is no longer in business. But it's Angel Falls by Dennis Luan, I believe is how it's pronounced.
It's even beautiful up close.
Yeah.
Which mine is not.
It is too. Actually, it looks pretty good.
Looks pretty.
And the last comment is from Michelle Callender. 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 Calendar. Okay. Yeah, sort of like Marie Callender, I guess. I don't know.
If it was Colander, it would be CO.
Anyway.
CAU.
Oh, shut up, you little miss. Perfect descriptions. Anyway, from her, we get the Tony the Tiger impression.
Yeah.
It's great!
Yeah.
And for those of you not old enough to remember Tony the Tiger, well, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, too bad, so sad. Not. And that, however, is the last of our comments. So now we get to just sit here.
You can talk.
I know I can talk. I always talk.
You do.
I do my best.
You do.
Because it's just so much fun.
Oh, I knew there had to be a reason.
Yeah, well, as Dad always said, I'd talk to a post if I thought it had ears.
That's true.
And I would look at him and say, why does it have to have ears?
Yeah. I'd still talk to it.
Exactly.
Well, you would.
I'll talk to almost anything.
Okay.
Well, I have to make Tammy feel good by saying I don't talk to girls.
To the drill,
So, I mean...
but they don't listen to me.
Talk to the girls.
They don't listen to me.
But
They may listen to
I have to
us.
make them feel good by thinking I talk to inanimate objects. So, I mean, that's my contribution.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're goofy. You're cute,
Um,
but you're goofy.
Ow. My ear. I hurt.
That's not good. How'd you hurt your ear?
because it it was one of those instant itches, you know.
Oh,
They come up so quickly they hurt.
oh, yes, I know.
Yeah, one of those.
Not fun.
Um, but as far as what else we have planned,
You have something planned?
we have a bunch of things planned that is not channel related necessarily, but there are going to be some furniture. There is going to be some furniture moving,
Yeah.
some cleanup, things of that nature, so we can try and get this place at least looking like it's a little bit bigger than what it actually is.
So true.
And like I said too, is the fact that once I get things all settled into the way I want them, going to try and figure out what I can do about diamond painting and or paint by numbers.
Yep.
You know, because like I said, if I could figure out a way to get that desk out here,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I could diamond paint on the table.
Yep.
And paint by number on the desk.
Yep.
I have a roll top desk
I think you will figure it out.
that was custom built for my dad by my mom.
When you passed, she gave it to you.
And yeah, when he passed, she said, "Okay, you take it." So I took it, and you know, I have it. It's in John's room right now, Jack's room. I can't get used to calling him John.
I know.
He prefers to be called John, but I just can't get used to it, so I just call him Jack. But
Oh, is that a snail's pace? Is it at a snail's pace?
once I get it out of there and out into here somewhere, it'll be much better.
You'll do it. I know you will.
Well, the way I look at it is if I move the love seat where we're going to move it against that wall, I should be able to put the desk over there,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yes, you day.
Yeah. But we'll figure it out
We
eventually.
will.
Um, other than that, that's about what we have planned.
We do.
We have things in mind for the channel, but not anything solid. Just sort of quick little, hey, gee, what if we did this? I don't know. Can we actually do that type of thing?
Well, you did those little clips
You
too.
know,
What do you call them?
shorts.
The shorts. And
Well,
that was a good idea.
Yeah, well, I'm going to continue to do those. Like I said, I got to do the one for the paintings next,
Yep.
for the paint by numbers. So we're going to have some things to do. But you never know. Check out this space for
Yeah.
for more updates. Not necessarily this day, but this space. Because God only knows. One of these days, I'm going to get back to filming on Thursdays and putting it out on a Thursday. I just haven't done it yet. But I'll get to it.
I know you will, baby. Part of what's been happening with you is that I haven't been feeling well, and you've sort of had to take over everything. I'm having fun here.
Yeah, well, between that and the fact that I'm not getting any sleep because I don't have my machine.
And I'm not
Yet.
getting any sleep because you don't have your
And,
machine.
yeah, you're not getting any sleep because I'm snoring so bad because I don't have my machine.
It's so
You know?
true.
It's just never ending.
No, you're
But boy,
absolutely.
once I get my machine and I get some sleep and she gets some sleep, watch out.
Yeah,
We may be hard to deal with or live with.
and
for
we're
that
not
matter.
now?
You know? No, not really.
Okay.
Not yet. We're just hard to live with now because we're both so irritable.
Are we irritable? I'm irritable. I don't know what you.
Yeah, well, I'm not exactly Mr. Cherry. Cheerio. Pip pip.
You're a nut.
Pip 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 cheerio.
Pip Pip and Cheerio.
Oh, and by the way, the comment there was a comment made from our last live. Now, I didn't print out the last lives because I only get one or two, and because I print them out, I don't want to waste the ink in the paper. But there was a comment made that, oh no, Billy Bob is in jail. Billy Bob is not in jail. Billy Bob is just in timeout. He's in a forced timeout because of Lenore.
What can I tell you?
Lenore has him in a timeout. But a message from Billy Bob comes very simply. Don't y'all worry, because I'm going to be back
Oh Lord,
at some point in time.
that's okay.
I know Lenore doesn't like me, but Lee does, so he's got ahead and made this recording so you can turn around and hear the fact that I will be back.
Oh Lord, thanks for warning me.
You can't hear you, that was a recording.
I know. To you, I said thanks for warning me.
Yeah, well, I wanted to warn you last second so that you wouldn't know.
Oh, that's not very nice.
Yeah, well, you're only the wife.
Oh boy.
Ouch.
You in hot water now.
Ouch. Oh boy.
He thinks he's not sleeping now.
Anyway, other than that, I know Trin made a comment in the live too, and I can't remember what it was. What I got to start doing, because the one or two comments I get in the lives are because there's only a couple of them during the lives, because everybody's there.
Yeah.
You know, and apparently nobody watches the replay, so I don't get any hashtag replay on the lives. But or we don't get any hashtag replay on the lives. But at any rate, what I ought to do is just write them down on spare room on the pages that I do print out.
I guess.
Because I don't like leaving people's comments out, you know? I mean, they take the time to watch the video, they take the time to watch the live on a replay when they really don't have to, and they take the time to comment, so that should be recognized, and I keep forgetting the comment, or forgetting the comment was made, or, you know, I don't print it up because it's a waste of paper and ink. You know, when I could just write it down, because it's not like they're long comments.
Right.
You know, long comments, and I might have a problem writing it down, but, you know, nonetheless. So for that, I do apologize for those that have and do make comments like Trin. Trin makes a comment on everything we put out, and it's appreciated.
Yes, it is.
I know Trin usually has to watch our replays because she's not within the proper time zones, you know, to be able to catch it live. But nonetheless, I say that a lot lately.
Yes, I noticed.
Nonetheless, knock it off.
I'm gonna give you nonetheless.
Yeah, sort of like going, yeah, that's really intelligent, you know. I wish I had the diction of say, Rod Serling. He had a really good diction. Twilight Zone.
I know who you're talking about.
I know,
Okay.
but there's people out there that might not understand.
Okay.
Yeah, they might know Rod Serling from the Twilight Zone, but they didn't know his name.
Ah, that makes sense.
So,
I think maybe I want home.
why?
There's no problem.
What problem are you having?
My gills are being bad.
It's not sticking? Or?
It is sticking. And I didn't want it to stick because it's stuck long.
I see. Yeah, sometimes you gotta just sort of push them
I
with the
know,
tip
that's
of the
what I'm
tweezers
doing,
or something.
as I'm doing, but this one was really bad.
Well, don't feel bad. I turned around and I was having troubles with drills sticking on the canvas over on Angel Falls until Berta reminded me.
Where did she?
Look at the bottom of the drill.
Why?
Well, because sometimes when they make drills, they concave, and if they're
Really?
like that, they don't stick to the glue.
Oh, really?
If they're flat, they got to be flat.
That makes sense. I mean, like
You
that,
know. But nonetheless, what?
flat like that.
Yeah, flat like that. If you say so. But well, I can't see it.
I'm doing too
That's
much.
why I don't do minis, because the damn things are so small to me. They're even smaller than the drills that I use on my regular canvas.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're gonna get to a regular canvas and you're gonna be like, "Wow, these things are big."
Aye.
But other than that, guys, I think that's about it.
It surely is, Shirley.
Yes, it is, and don't call me Shirley.
It's not only the drills, it's reading the darn numbers, especially when they're in yellow, like those.
Uh-huh.
You're trying.
She's having a hard time with the numbers on the
Well, it's
canvas because those canvases are so tiny.
and they're orange. And
Those of us that are old can't see them.
I can see them, but it's really hard.
Well, old and older.
I'm old. You're older.
No, I'm not. I'm younger than you, so
Well,
therefore,
I mean,
I'm old. You're older. Because you're older than me. You can kill me yet. So if you hear about a death of me,
yeah.
then you know what happened.
It
Other
was
than that, guys,
justifiable homicide.
yeah, hopefully the TV wasn't too loud. You know me, I don't edit, so therefore it is
Get it.
what it is. You get what you get. Hopefully we were able to overrun the loudness of the television set. If not, too bad, so sad, so sorry. If I need to, I'll take it down and redo another one. I really am sorry, but if I get too many complaints, I'll probably take it down and
Just exactly that.
just do another one. Huh?
I said you do just exactly that.
Yep, I will, if I have to.
I know.
So, remember, don't bother faking it till you make it. Believe it until you receive it, because everybody's worth it. I keep adding to the tagline.
I noticed.
You know.
Not a bad thing.
But, and also remember that words can hurt. Words can kill. Be careful what you say before you say it. And on that note, we will see you next time, whenever that may be. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Love you all.